Yo guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at Medusa's Paywall uniform that just came out, and we'll also be tier 4ing her in this video. So yeah, this is what her build looks like right now. I tried to cap out as many stats as I could. However, her overall stats seems very low. 66k physical attack is pretty low for my account. Even if she is still a transcendent potential level 80, that just seems too low in my opinion. Anyways, now this is the rotation I'm going to be using. I'm using a 6 delay cancel, 3 slight delay cancel, 5 cancel 4, and she gets about 170 hits, which is insane. So this is where we're going to be keeping tally of our scores, and let's get straight into it. So we're starting with World Boss Legend stage 34 of Mephisto. Let's see how she does here. With Netmarble showing a lot of love to the inhuman characters, with Kamala Khan getting a tier 4 and Medusa getting a tier 4 in a very short period of time, it's looking more likely that Black Bolt will receive a rework and a new uniform pretty soon. I am really excited for that since I already have him at tier 4. But yeah, let's not talk about Black Bolt now, focus on Medusa. As a standalone character, I think she's gonna be lacking, given like on paper her stats are pretty low. So by the end of this video, hopefully we can come to a conclusion that she is usable as a DPS or not. Regardless, she's also usable as a support. So it's gonna be interesting to see if her value as DPS and a support makes her usable or like increases her value overall as a character. But yeah, with that being said, we come to a conclusion for the first run and we end under a minute, like around 44 seconds. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's the first score on the board. Now we can move on to Alliance Battle Extreme. Now, since we saw she has a lot of hits in her rotation, I have high hopes for Alliance Battle. Even though her stats are pretty low, hopefully the number of hits can make up for it. So it's going to be interesting to see how she performs here. She qualifies for 2 of the restrictions, Universal Hero and Universal Hero Female, so she would be competing up against Captain Marvel and Scarlet Witch's previous uniforms. She has 2 out of 3 cancels in her kit, while only missing Silence. One of the most underrated issues that I faced while using her was not being able to utilize supports such as Satana. Elemental supports are very crucial, especially since Scarlet Witch can utilize those. This will put Medusa at a pretty big disadvantage. While our battle is coming to an end, the score is not that appealing. 11 million on a transcendent potential level 80 is decent, but like it's still not as good. Usually good characters even at transcendent potential or tier 3 score pretty high. But yeah, now we can move on to Alliance Battle Legends, see how she does here. So for Alliance Battle Legends, she qualifies for the Universal Female restriction. While she has Snare and Fracture in her kit, she's missing Shock. Similar to the issue I faced in ABX, I'm not able to utilize Satana here as well. So that puts her score at a disadvantage. But apart from that, she does have a V-pad on her second skill, which makes it easier for me to dodge the hits and also pick up Odin's Mites, which can additionally improve my score. So let's see how Medusa does here in ABL. With the run coming to an end, it seems like she's struggling to even cross 6 million. That is slightly disappointing, but like I can't expect too much from a character who has only 66,000 physical attack. But yeah, that ends our testing for Transcendent Potential level 80. Now let's move on to tier 4ing her. This is what her stats look like before tier 4. So let's get started with the gears. That wasn't that expensive, to be honest. 4400 Carbonadium and 3900 Soul of the Feltine, pretty good. Okay, now we're talking 22,000 physical attack. That's insane. We also got 30,000 HP for some reason, even though she isn't really a PvP character. But yeah, this is what her build looks like again. And yeah, let's get back to testing her out at tier 4. We start again with World Boss Legend stage 34 of Mephisto. I do kind of regret testing her with Mephisto because Mephisto is a comparatively weaker World Boss Legend. As you can see, she one-taps the first and second phase. I don't really have that many high stages unlocked for Kang or Jean where she qualifies. So yeah, it's a bit of a disappointment that you guys only get to see her against Mephisto for like 3 seconds. But on the bright side, I have a new tier 4 support that I can use for World Boss Legend Plus to clear out higher stages that I haven't been able to clear out recently. But yeah, we're near the end of this run and it seems like we're going to be ending at close to 30 seconds. It's pretty good. I mean, what can you expect from Mephisto? But yeah, that puts our first scores on the board after tier 4ing her. Now we can move on to Alliance Battle Extreme. With the massive improvement in her physical attack, I am expecting her to perform a lot better than what she did at Transcended Potential level 80, but is it still gonna be good enough for her to compete up against the likes of Scarlet Witch? At least now that we have her at tier 4, we can use her striker ability for the cancels. So let's see how things unfold for her in this run. With the run coming to an end, we can clearly see an improvement in the score. However, it does not seem competitive enough for me to replace my Scarlet Witch with her. I don't have high hopes, but I'm still disappointed. Anyways, let's move on to Alliance Battle Legends. After seeing the results of Alliance Battle Extreme, I can't say I'm expecting a lot from her, but still at least like 10 million would be reasonable, but that would mean she needs to improve her score by over 4 million. It's pretty absurd, but can we actually hit the 10 million mark? Let's see how this run unfolds as well. As we're near the end, the 10 million dream has come to an end. While the improvement was insane, the score is nowhere near competitive enough for me to actually replace the toons I've been using. So that concludes our testing. Now we can move on to the comparisons to see how much she's improved with her tier 4. Starting with World Boss Legend, given the circumstances, the improvement was good. However, I think we would have seen better results if I had picked a different World Boss Legend. But yeah, an improvement of 12 seconds, which is equivalent to 27% approximately. Next up, we have Alliance Battle Extreme. Here we saw an improvement of 1.76 million, and that is equivalent to 15.8%. However, to end it off, we saw the biggest improvement in Alliance Battle Legends, with an improvement of almost 3 million, which is equivalent to 50%. That was a massive improvement. That concludes our comparison. Now for the final verdict. As we saw for ourselves, the scores aren't competitive enough for her to be usable in the current meta. However, as a support, this uniform holds decent value, but I think for $20, this uniform wouldn't be worth it for most people. It does have some feature value, as I said before, Black Bolt in the near future might get a rework and a new uniform, with Inhumans getting so much love recently. However, as a standalone character, she's not that strong, so I would recommend staying away from her if you really need alliance battle character that fits the restrictions that she fits in. Scarlet Witch is a great option. Even Captain Marvel can score better than her. So yeah, as a standalone character, this uniform is not worth it. As for the tier 4 upgrade, I think it was definitely worth it because the improvements were just insane. She started off as a transcended potential level 80 and her score wasn't that good, and as soon as I tier 4'd her, her scores boosted by a massive margin. The tier 4 was a hit, however the uniform and the character itself isn't that good. I don't regret tier 4'ing her because I really want to clear 14-5 of dispatch with an inhumane team, so I really need her help. However, for most of you guys, I definitely wouldn't recommend buying this uniform and tier 4'ing her. She looks very cool, but she's just not worth the money and the mats. Nonetheless, this is the end of this video. Let me know what you guys think of this uniform. Are you guys picking it up? Be sure to drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want, you can check out this video where I reviewed Miles Morales' new Ancient Curse uniform. It's actually pretty good. But yeah, that's it from me. Have a great one, guys. Peace.